As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Cam Newton, maybe, goes out and throws at Auburn's pro day, which was really cool. Everyone remembers him winning the Heisman there, national championship.
Could have
And
gone to OU if Josh Heupel would just told him he was going to be the starting quarterback. Oh my gosh. That's a
could have
story
gone
for another day.
That's awesome.
And anyone that's like, oh, that didn't happen. He told me that to my face on his
you were
visit.
at a party, right? You guys
At a
were
party at Trent Rattery's house. I'll never forget it. I was just like, why didn't Hype just lie to him? Just lie. Just say you're going to be the guy.
Oh, that's so funny.
Ugh.
But he goes and throws at Auburn's pro day, and I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw some highlights, and he looked good, which, any quarterback of his caliber should look good in a situation like that. But, it does bring up an interesting question. Like, what do you say? I know there's not 32
MFers better than me.
MFers better than me. I think he's right. And it's an interesting question with some of the kind of musical chairs that are going on out there at quarterback, and some teams, like, if they're not in a position in the draft, maybe have some guys that maybe are a bridge to another draft pick down the road. I don't know. It's interesting. It at least puts him back on the radar, doesn't it? If anything,
you would assume so, because he did have some really nice throws, right? Especially the one where he's like rolling, kind of almost just like a scramble drill type situation, and he's just flinging it. You're like, okay, he still got it a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's 32 guys better than him. There certainly aren't 96 guys, right?
Yes.
I mean, the guy should be on a roster. So now, I do wonder if organizations look at him and go, he isn't what we're looking for in a backup.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. Remember, guy was the MVP of the league. How would he embrace a backup role? That type of situation. I understand that, but yeah, there's not 96 quarterbacks out there that can bring more than Cam Newton. I mean, I don't see that.
The whole thing with him, I'm sure it still is. He's 33 now, but the whole thing with him was never really about ability. It's all about, like, kind of, where's his head? Is he in it? Is he motivated? Is he prepared? Is he really on a march to go out there and try and win some football games and accomplish something? Because, like, we saw whenever he did, he was on a level that was really hard to compete with, and then it just kind of fell off. Almost like he got bored with it. Was making a ton of money and
got banged up.
Injuries were definitely
that shoulder was the one that. Yeah. But I think we can all agree on this. We all miss his post-game press conference outfits.
Yeah, that's
top
where it
notch.
Really went bad whenever he started.
The hats got crazier and crazier.
He looked more and more like a grandma as he went on. It was strange,
but
really weird.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it ends up working out for him. Right, It's probably pretty cool for those guys from Auburn, right? But
very cool.
That are annoying. You're like, hey, no, you're supposed to be watching me, not him. What are the other?
That's true.
Probably mixed emotions. All right, who do you have as your loser?
Man, that Cam Newton sure looked good out there.
Yeah. All right, who do you have as your loser of the week?
Nate Oats. How about Saban going to the podium and just going ahead and saying there's no such thing as wrong place at the wrong time? Now, this is after the Tony Mitchell situation. Arrested, 141 miles an hour fleeing from cops, guns, marijuana, tons of cash, bad situation. And looked like, Coach Saban used that as an opportunity to, for some reason, show who's really in charge of the athletic department at Alabama, right?
That made a lot of waves.
Yeah.
A lot. And first of all, I agree with Nick Saban. Right. Yeah, he finished that off by saying, it is what it is, but there is cause and effect when you make choices and decisions that put you in bad situations. I completely agree with that. The timing is, you and I have both heard the same thing for a lot of years. There are no coincidences with Nick Saban.
Yeah.
He is the most prepared, detail-oriented dude, like control freak that there is in sports. So for anyone that's out there being like, oh, he just said that, you know, he didn't mean it. I don't think that's a coincidence, man. I really don't.
Um, there's choices and decisions, and he made a decision to make that statement. He could have very easily just not made much of a comment about the whole situation. We're still gathering all the facts. We'll let you know what's going to happen moving. Like, no, he was cocked and loaded whenever he gave that press conference. So,
and this was my initial thought when I heard him say that. Nick Saban is pissed at the entire Alabama basketball situation and how it has made the university look and has made the athletic department look. He has spent years and years and years building up the reputation of not only that football team, but that city, that university, that athletic department. And yeah, I think he was a little pissed off that the basketball team had everyone out there talking about how corrupt and awful Alabama is. I can see that pissing him off. I get that.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. Alabama's got a really good basketball team right now.
Very good.
But whenever you see the Alabama basketball team, the first thing you think about is the Alabama football team, right? Anytime anything happens down there, the first thing you think about is the football team. And that's right. I'm sure he is exactly what you said. He's worked really hard to turn that program into what it is. And it's not like they haven't had their own issues. Obviously, look at what's going on, why he was up there, with the Mitchell situation. But I don't know. I'm sure, like, personally, there may be some feelings there as well. I know it's all been boiled down to should he or should he not be playing, but someone died, right? It's a really bad situation. It's not just should a kid be playing or should he not, you know?
And also, right. And I know that Alabama football is Alabama football, right? But it can't make Nick Saban happy when now he's recruiting and some parents go, hey, what's up with the bar thing? And like, someone got shot. Like, is Tuscaloosa safe? Like, is that a safe city for my son to go spend, 3 to 4 to 5 years? Like, that's got to make him so mad, man, that he even has to address it. But it's very real now. So
yeah, that's what the timing of the Mitchell situation there on spring break is like. It's not good timing, and it's probably and I don't even know what it was like around there before. And Nick Saban's always been a guy he's talked about second chances. He's got some really good stories. Why am I drawing a blank on the receiver from Michigan State? Oh gosh, I'll think about it. But gave him a second chance and ended up being a great story. So he's done some of that stuff, but they're probably in a situation right now where there ain't going to be any second chances for a while.
Yeah, I hear you. Certainly, every sports show was talking about that one.
Oh yeah,
that was wild. I do not believe that was a coincidence. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
John Vance Auto Group has been serving Oklahomans for 40 years. Family owned and operated, and they got 9 full-service dealerships in Woodward, Miami, Guthrie. And no matter what your vehicle needs are, John Vance Auto Group has you covered. They carry domestic brands such as Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Wagoneer. John Vance Auto Group's goal is to give unequaled service and to exceed customers' expectations in every way, which is why they have their lifetime loyalty program. And here's how it works. Buy a new or used car from them. All you have to do is get all the manufacturer recommended maintenance done at the Vance dealership. And if something goes wrong with the components of your engine, transmission, drive, axle, or transfer unit, they will cover the repair cost. It's a great deal. You can browse their entire inventory or find the John Vance dealership near you at vanceautogroup.com.
And First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma, tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs, checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all. Whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone, everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information. All right, for my winner of the week, thought about going with you, Ted. I was told that Blake Shelton gave you a shout out at his concert in Oklahoma City. Is this true? Have you heard about this?
I heard. I had some friends that were there, and they texted and said, "Hey, Blake Shelton just mentioned you and totally butchered your name." And I told my wife, there's like levels to fame. I'm just famous enough to where someone that's actually famous mentioned my name, but totally butchered the pronunciation. So that's
Lehman. Did you get the Lehman?
I think so.
It's all right. It's
Still
cool.
I didn't hear it. No, that is very cool. Blake Shelton's awesome. I actually wish I would have been at the concert. Well,
yeah.
Now, knowing that he would have done that, no, I'm glad that I wasn't there.
Just screaming.
Like, oh,
it's Lehman.
Can I crawl into a hole and die somewhere? That's funny though.
I also thought about going with St. John's basketball. I know Rick Pitino's old. He's 70, but that's going to be fun, man. Back in the Garden for Pitino. I'm sure some of his outfits are going to be absurd. I love the hire because it should be entertaining.
Yeah. I saw someone put out a tweet. I don't know who it was, but it said, only Rick Pitino could be a splash hire at 70 years old. And yeah, it is. That's been really cool. I'm anxious to see. It's been a while since they've been back in the mix, hadn't it? There was a while there in the 90s where they were, pretty steady, really good basketball program. So that's awesome.
Yeah. But my winner of the week, come on, Oklahoma City Thunder, another win, now 8-2. In their last 10 games, go to LA and beat the Clippers. Now they got a couple more out there in LA this week, but they have finally gotten to 500, 36-36 on the season. They are now tied with the Mavericks for the 7 seed. They've got the tiebreaker. Ted, I was getting a whiff of play-in, right? A whiff, a little. Now it's starting to smell like playoffs. Not play in, baby. Let's go.
It's awesome. And, it's kind of what we've talked about. Like, this team is at the point now to where they kind of need something like this to see what they've got, where they're in the fight, they're in the mix. Every game's starting to matter. And I think you're seeing some guys kind of come out of their shell and seeing perhaps what this team could be capable of whenever they do feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There's something that we're actually playing for.
Yeah, and looking at that Clippers game on Tuesday night, I mean, the Clippers came out and punched the Thunder right in the face. I mean, they were more physical. They were like bullying them. But as we've seen many times, it's like the Thunder settled in. They diagnosed what was going on. They adjusted, cut down on the turnovers, and then they played some damn good basketball. And I think Shea was like sick or something. Like he looked way more gassed than he normally looked, and it took him a little to solve what the Clippers were doing to him defensively, but still ends up with 31-7. Jalen Williams is awesome. He's making a serious push for Rookie of the Year. Paolo Banchero better watch out. And now everyone's talking about it too.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you got all the big media people that like all the NBA podcasts I listen to are talking about it. And
Yep.
he dropped a casual 20-8 on the Clippers.
No, whenever you start to hear the casual conversations about him, that's whenever you know that people are starting to pay attention. And, he's become more and more like it's gone from flashes early in the year to where he's turned into a really consistent night in, night out player.
Yeah. And it's a huge bummer that Paul George got hurt. I still think people love Paul George now. Like he did what he did in Oklahoma City, and now all the things we got in the trade for the Clippers, it's weirdly made me like him even more. But to see him go down, that did not look good with the knee. But play the game, torture chamber. Kawhi, dude, that was like a solid 17, 18 seconds of on-ball defense, and Kawhi Leonard could do nothing against Lou Dort. That was fascinating to watch.
He's a wall, man. Dude is incredibly strong.
That was awesome. But Thunder rolling, man. Let's get ready. We have set my wife's induction date for our second child, third week of April. I'm worried it's going to conflict with the playoff series. Could be unfortunate timing.
Did you talk about that whenever like you should have said we're in an 8-2 run here over our last 10. We need to give this thing a little bit of time, see what's going to happen.
To her credit, she goes, "What do you think about just doing it right after the spring game?" It's like, okay, I love you. I love you. But now we got Thunder playoff series to possibly think about. Could be in a bad spot, people. All right, for my loser of the week, I thought about going with whatever the hell the refs were doing in that OU UCLA women's NCAA tournament game. That fourth quarter was brutal, man. Now, OU wasn't going to go win a national championship or anything like that, but that fourth quarter was damn near unwatchable with how the officials were calling it. That was godly. And after how awesome that third quarter was from the Sooners, like the refs grinded that game to a halt, man. Yep. That was brutal.
Yeah, it's tough. Like took all the flow and everything away from OU's offense, and they got off to that slow start, which I really wasn't worried about it for whatever reason. Whenever they got off to that really slow start, and they chiseled their way back into the game, and I almost wish they hadn't come back so quick, if that makes any sense. If they had a reason to kind of keep grinding.
That the avalanche would have been a little slower.
Yeah. Think so. But I don't know. It was still a good season. Kind of frustrating with where they ended up being seated and all of that stuff, but still a good year.
Yeah. All right, but my loser of the week, United States baseball. Ted, I watched a baseball game in the month of March for maybe the first time ever. And I was locked in, and we lose. We lose to Japan in the final of the World Baseball Classic. Now, that situation at the end of that game, that was pretty awesome, right? Top of the ninth, U.S. down 3-2. There's 2 outs, and it's Mike Trout stepping into the box against Shohei Ohtani, right? Teammates, arguably the 2 best players in the sport, going head to head. The drama was real, man. That was pretty sweet.
I don't know that you could ask for, which, leading into it there, I don't know what the numbers have been, but people were thinking that it was going to be the most watched baseball game ever. Right? Some of these other games have done like 55, 52 million viewers. And, obviously it's really big worldwide, and the numbers have been awesome. So I haven't seen if they actually did that, but you basically have the 2 best players like staring down at the end. You get the full count, and considering all of those factors, that's the best pitch I've ever seen.
Dude, he's bringing like 100-mile-an-hour gas, and then he throws a slider that moves that much. I mean, it's ridiculous. Ohtani's insane, man.
Yeah, it moved a foot and a half. It looked like
it felt like it moved across my entire TV screen. I was like, I almost got whiplash watching. I was like, whoa, what the hell was that?
But it looked like it was straight until like the last 3 feet, and then it just took a straight left turn. That was nuts, man. Like I said, considering the circumstances, full count, best all around baseball player in the world in the box. Like that was incredible to watch.
Yeah. Ohtani named MVP. Dude crushed it at the plate throughout the tournament. 2-0, had the save, struck out Mike Trout. Just a reminder, he's going to be a free agent after this season.
Did you see that in the entire Classic, no one threw the ball harder and no one hit the ball harder than Ohtani?
It's insane, dude.
Crazy.
Guys, insane. Now, the U.S. did ground in some heartbreaking double plays in that game. What was it? Goldschmidt in the 7th to end it, and then Betts there in the 9th. Just 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Look at us talking baseball in March. What the hell is happening?
I know you got what you wanted, though. What they cut the lead down. They're right there in the meat of the order coming into the 9th. Like that's what you wanted, and Ohtani was too good.
Yeah, but hey, we watched baseball in March, so congrats to baseball. I feel like that's a strong win.
It was good. I thought the whole thing was good. The whole Classic was good.
Yeah.